Hello friends, it's nice to see you today. We're going to be reading a story that's about a very interesting dog named Stanley. Now, I know a lot of us are feeling cooped up with our families right now, and one of the things that happens when you're cooped up with people is maybe you start to notice some of the strange things that the people in your house do. Well, in this story, Stanley the dog does some very strange things. Why don't we go ahead and visit it and see what happens? It's Only Stanley by John Agee. Look at Stanley right there. What is he looking at? Looks like he's looking up into the sky. Interesting. The Wimbledons were sleeping. It was very, very late when Wilma heard a spooky sound, which made her sit up straight. "That's very odd," said Walter. "I don't recognize the tune." "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "He's howling at the moon." The Wimbledons were sleeping. It was later than before, when Wendy heard a clanking sound below her bedroom floor. "That's very odd," said Walter. Then they heard another clank. Clank, clank, clank. Look at what Stanley's doing. That's very interesting. "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "He fixed the oil tank." The Wimbledons were sleeping. It was even later still when Willie smelled a funky smell. That made him kind of ill. "That's very odd," said Walter, "when it's almost 2:30. Blub, blub, blub. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Look at what Stanley's doing. That's very strange dog behavior, isn't it? "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "He's making catfish stew." The Wimbledons were sleeping. It was late as it can get when Wanda heard a buzzing sound. Noise that made her all upset. "That's very odd," said Walter, "when it's almost 3:30. Buzz, buzz. Stanley is behaving very strangely. "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "He fixed our old TV." The Wimbledons were sleeping. It was late beyond belief when Wiley heard a splashy sound that made him say, "Good grief." "That's very odd," said Walter, "when we've had so little rain." Splish, splash, sploosh. "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "He cleared the bathtub drain." Now Wilma wasn't happy, and the children threw a fit. "We'll never get to sleep tonight if Stanley doesn't quit." "I understand," said Walter, "and I'll talk to him right now." But just as Walter turned to go, there was a big kapow! The Wimbledons went flying, including Max the cat. Wendy looked around and said, "Well, what on earth was that?" "I'll go and look," said Walter, "and I'll be back very soon." "It's only Stanley," Walter said. "We're going to the..." Uh-oh. Bonk. Look at where they are. That's very interesting. Aww, that's kind of sweet. Look at why Stanley went to the moon. Looks like his family's okay with that, aren't they? Now there's one kind of silly thing in here. If you look closely at the pictures, I'll lean in so you can see. If you watch the cat, a lot of silly things happen to the cat in the background. There's Max the cat. Nothing much there, right? But look at what happens here. You can see that, uh-oh, the cat's gonna be dripped on. And if you look at the next page, there he is. He's got a little bit of oil on him. Not very happy, is he? And if you watch right here, what's the kitty doing? It's gonna drink up some of that yucky stuff that Stanley's making. And now look at the kitty. Looks very sick from eating that yucky stuff. What about here? What do you think's gonna happen to the kitty, right? Uh-oh, you shouldn't be so close to electricity. You have to be careful. Because look at what happened to poor kitty's tail. At least they bandaged it up here. And if you look on this page, look what's just about to happen to poor Max. Now you can see poor Max is all soaking wet. And now Max got very scared because everything shook up. And I think that's the last page with Max. Now, of course, this story is fiction. You guys will remember that fiction means fake. It means it's not real. But the next couple videos that you'll be seeing on my channel are going to be non-fiction videos, or non-fiction stories. And that means that those stories are going to be real. They're going to be real stories about space travel. They'll talk about how, if you wanted to go to the moon, how you could do that. And how a scientist who is really good at math helped the first person land on the moon. Pretty cool, right? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's story, and I'll see you soon.